Congratulations! You've selected your new, beautiful Mohawk RevWood floor, and now it's time to install it and utilize the Uniclick locking joint system. We've made this video just for you to cover important steps in site prep and floor installation. Before you install the floor, you'll need to inspect the site. RevWood floors require a clean, dry, flat, and structurally sound subfloor that is level and meets all local building codes. Clear the floor of any old carpet, pad, or tack strips. The subfloor should be dirt and dust-free, so give it a good sweep or vacuum in advance. Acclimate the floor by setting it in the room for up to 48 hours. A good installation tip is to inspect the planks of each box for any damage, then pull the planks from multiple boxes as you install in order to simulate a true hardwood floor install and to avoid pattern repeats. The Uniclick locking system is a tongue and groove application. For ease of installation, assemble the first few rows away from the wall with your back toward the wall. Once assembled, slide the assembly toward the starting wall and using spacers, leave a 3/8" expansion space around all sides. You'll then be able to kneel on top of the assembled rows as you continue to install the floor. When you've reached the end of each row, you'll need to measure from the end of the last plank to the wall in order to get the length of the last plank in the row. Be sure to leave a 3/8" expansion space. Cut the plank and install it. To insert the second row, insert the long side tongue of this plank into the long side groove of the first plank until the laminate edges meet, then rotate downwards until the joints lock. Next, insert the short side tongue of a full plank into the short side groove of the first plank in row 2 and rotate downwards. Here's a tip. You can place a carton of planks across the planks of the row being installed to keep the installed planks in place during installation. When possible, start the next row with the piece trimmed from the end of the last row. The first piece must be at least 8 inches long. Once you've assembled 3 to 4 rows, slide the assembly toward the starting wall, leaving a 3/8" expansion space around all sides. Spacers should also be placed at the beginning and end of each row. This will ensure that you've left enough space for the floor to expand. Continue the installation in the same manner until you've covered the subfloor. Installing under a door frame, tap or slide along the long side joint to close it, and tap along the end to slide the plank into place. Inspect all joints and ensure the floor fits with 3/8" spacers and expansion gaps all along the perimeter. Finish the installation as demonstrated. Remove the spacers at the wall and proceed to add molding and trim to finish the floor, like a T-molding in your doorway or a quarter round at the walls. Run a bead of 100% silicone along the top of the foam backer rod around the entire room so that the edge of the plank is covered. The silicone should connect the edge of the laminate surface to the wall or vertical surface. Be sure not to use excessive amounts of silicone and have a rag ready to clean up any mess. The foam backer rod allows the floor to expand and contract, and allowing the silicone to seal out any moisture that may seep between the edge of the planks and the wall. Sealant must be 100% silicone. Do not use acrylic sealant. Install the moldings and use a rag to remove any excess silicone. Apply silicone sealant at connections next to the door frames or where any other objects meet the floor. To clean your RevWood floors, simply wipe dirt and dust away using a dust mop or a damp mop. You can make your own cleaner by using 1 cup of vinegar or 1/3 cup of ammonia to 1 gallon of water. Spray the cleaner directly on the mop and not on the floor. You may wet mop RevWood Plus floors with water only if it's been installed according to the installation instructions.